Hi everybody, my name is Rowe and I am here with my dad.
Hi.
I went onto my Instagram and Facebook and asked you guys if you had questions for my dad, and you guys did, so we are going to answer them today. Are you constantly laughing at Lauren all the time? And has she always been a performer?
Yes and yes. Well, when we were in the hospital when you were young, and we'd have our little themes each time. So once you had the disco theme, if I recall, I had to put the mirror ball up.
That's
and we had the strings down the hospital room. And another time when you were Irish for 2 weeks.
Yes, I had an Irish accent
And
for 2 weeks.
you did not stop having an Irish accent.
Oh, you did it along with me.
Oh yeah, we're pretty good at that.
What's something that Lauren wouldn't tell us about herself?
You don't tell everybody everything, and I think you hide the worst days. And I think that's something that only Mum and I know about. So no one would know how much it takes for you just to do this, and how much it takes for you just to do something social like go out with your friends, and you really try because they see this beautiful person, vibrant, but you always put it out there.
This is a tough one from Bo. What's been your biggest challenge in raising a child with CF?
It's being unable to help and do things and make you better, because you feel like you should always help your daughter or do things and you just can't. So we're not. That's been the biggest challenge.
Hi Dad, how do you put up with such a sassy redhead? Winky face.
I don't know, I just be quiet.
I let you talk.
I know, but I just let you go and say, ooh, that was pretty close to the bone, that one.
What am I saying? It's close to the bone.
No, I mean, you're pretty edgy on your videos sometimes.
Oh yeah, Dad doesn't like some of my videos.
I do, I like them all.
By the way, my dad's name is Chris. There's a fun fact.
Yes.
Question from Shane Rowe. Why does he always leave the wardrobe door open?
I don't know, it's quicker. Do I really leave it open? Yes, I do. I've been very good lately. I've been trying to close it.
Kath asked, how was your experience different from your wife's when Lauren was little?
Well, Mum was with you all the time. And of course I had to work, so we worked in and around that.
On the weekends, Dad would come in and he'd take care of me while Mum would go home and take care of my sister Katie. And you'd always do my hair, and I hated that.
Why? I liked doing it when Jimmy Barnes was coming in and you didn't want to meet him.
No, because I was sick.
But I wanted to meet him. So I was doing your hair when he came in, and that's when you said, who's this old man? And he walked in and said, it's Jimmy. And then you sort of thought he was John Farnham.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was, but anyway, there's some perks of being in hospital when you're a kid anyway.
And you also met the State of Origin team. I don't know if you remember that or not.
No, I do. I was sick with that as well, but you made me do. What is the worst thing Lauren has ever done? Ooh.
I don't think you've done anything.
Well, it's such a dad response.
You haven't done anything bad. You've done things that drive us crazy, like filling the pool up with balloons.
I punched you in the face once.
Oh yes, punched me in the face. We were practicing sparring.
I thought you were going to block me, okay?
And I had a fat lip out of it.
Yeah, I felt really bad.
Oh, you're very good at karate.
I am, actually.
Very flexible.
After the initial shock at her diagnosis, what process did you follow to make a successful plan of action?
Wow, that's a long process, because you knew straight away when you were born, so that was a shock. I don't know what we did. Nothing. We just evolved. We overcome as parents, putting lists out of all the physio and drugs on the wall and getting...
We as parents, you
Yes.
did that.
Oh, I did that. So.
And during times that I've been quite unwell, Dad is always there and he's always my rock. Do you think that's important for fathers out there to have like an outlet for them, so they're not always currently bombarded by that?
I think you got to, if you're, it depends what you do for a living. Most fathers obviously have to have a living to support, particularly with sick children. So you have to go to work, which is actually hard going to work because your mind's actually at home, but then you focus on at work. So you have to compartmentalise yourself. So it's really important to have a third thing, otherwise you just couldn't cope. So that's to go to karate or do something else.
Is Team Loza in the pink tights making a comeback for the 10th anniversary of the CF Swimathon next February? For those of you who don't know, there is a fundraiser swimathon. Can't believe it's been 10 years. And we were part of it from the very beginning. And I think just as the years went on, we kind of stopped doing it because it just...
We lost our team.
Well, Matt, we're going to make a comeback and we're going to beat you in the relay again for the in Team Loza. But
we need to get some swimmers. So if there's anyone out there who wants to join Team Loza and swim to raise money for cystic fibrosis, let us know.
We wear pink tights, we wear pink caps, and we swim with pink flamingos for the relay.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun. Was Lauren ever a difficult child growing up?
No, she wasn't a difficult child at all.
I was perfect.
No. Even in your medications, and you used to have everything. There was
You were
no
medicated.
trouble.
That's what
You sedated me. That's why I was fine.
No. Well, they used to get annoyed with the physio. I mean, my most memorable day with you, apart from being the young woman of the future for Women's Weekly, which is unbelievable. When you were small, you've done some major achievements that not many people know about in your gymnastics. You made the New South Wales state team. You had to have nebulizers and physio and everything just to get on the mat.
And then I cough up blood after my routines and freak out all the other girls.
One of the most memorable things though was after your lobectomy.
Yeah, a lobectomy is when they cut away part of your lung. So I had my right upper lung removed when I was 11.
Yeah, so I remember you decided to go into a gymnastics competition 8 weeks after the surgery with the still very sore looking part of your body there, and you promised that you would go in this competition, but you didn't. You said you were just going to run through the routine just so you could be there, and you weren't going to do anything. You weren't going to do any forward rolls or anything, but you did. So you're on the mat and you did forward rolls, and our hearts are in our mouths, as you always do. You push yourself beyond your limits.
No pain, no game.
Anyway, luckily you survived.
Worst case scenario.
Oh, the worst case, it would just split open and
yeah, they would just stitch
go
you
back to
up.
hospital. Anyway, that's one thing she did wrong.
Mansell, who's your favourite daughter?
You are, Mansell. You're my favourite daughter.
What's the bravest thing you've seen Lauren do?
When you were undergoing transplant, and I didn't know that till after that you only had 2 weeks to live. They told us afterwards. But anyway, in the lead up, you were very, very sick, of course, with oxygen and everything, but you were thinking of everybody else by yourself, and it makes me nearly cry now when you gave us the book and said, don't open this bag and the books until you go under anaesthetic. And then we all opened the books when you went under, and then we started reading, and you had everything, a book for each of the family, and explained how you felt, what to do during the time you were having the operation. You even had a $5 note to go and buy chocolates while you were having an operation, and you had everything planned out on what we should do, and you weren't upset going into surgery, and it was a little bit surreal, and you were probably the bravest one, braver than any of us, as you went in.
Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Oh. Hey Lauren's dad, my daughter is just hitting 14. Any advice to a CF dad with his precious princess hitting their teen years?
I don't think it's any different to any other teen, so you've got to be very careful of those boys. Give them a firm handshake when you meet them.
Yeah, because that happens, Dad.
You do. Show them who's boss. Tell them...
You're like a teddy bear.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Make sure they're active and play sports and do things other than just sit and watch TV or the iPad or something like that. So make sure they're active and make sure they've got a lot of interests.
As the father of a transplant recipient, how has this journey been for you?
Nearly secret, some of the things that occurred when I was with you after transplant, and not very nice to see your daughter go through and be with you, and was pretty traumatising actually. So you're always worried, and the most, I said it before, the same thing, you feel helpless, and when you feel helpless, it's the worst situation at all. When you think, I just want to do something and you can't make it better. The whole lot's been tough, but the flip side, as you said, you become closer.
Not sure you have to do this before, but how do you handle it when your daughter is in extreme depression and doesn't want to continue with the struggles of her physical health?
That's what we do.
You need to know that there are tools, there are medications, and there are people that can help you get through it, and they can help you find ways to deal with your circumstances and to deal with these emotions. And the best thing for me was that Mum and Dad, you did offer me the help to see someone that could give me the tools to cope with the situation. For all the dads watching who have children with chronic illness, what is something that you can say to them right now?
Always be there for them, always have hope, always treat them just like any other son or daughter equally. Just because of the chronic illness, it doesn't make them any different. Just to be there, spend most of your time with them as you can. Every minute counts.
That was very eloquent. I hope you guys really enjoyed that. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you have anything you'd like to say to my dad, make sure you comment below and I will pass on your messages to him, because I think he's done a pretty amazing job, because he was really nervous about getting up on here and being on the internet, especially when you gave me a huge lecture on not putting photos on Facebook that time. So he's come a long way. So I'm really, really happy that he did this for you guys and for me.
Thank you for asking me to do the interview, and I'm very proud of this girl and love her very much.
Alright guys, until next week, remember you're not alone and I'm sending my love. Mwah.